Hey, it's EfreetEater. How's it going today? The new episode of Samurai Jack was pretty good. I don't think it was the best one yet, but it was a good way to continue the season to get to the end, and we're pretty close to that. Now, in this episode, Ashi was looking for Jack, and that's pretty much all that happened. She met a lot of the old characters from the original season, and that was pretty cool. Now, let's start with the spoilers. So as Ashi is going to find Jack, she meets with a lot of the characters, like I said, that were in the original episodes of Samurai Jack. She meets with the furry elephant guys, the Guardians of the Tower, and the Ravers. Now the Ravers listen to a weird song that goes, "The Sam-moo-rhai," and it sounds a lot like Rihanna's "We fell in love in a hopeless place." You know that one. I'm sure you know that one. Now that, I think, is pretty significant for the episode, because the whole episode is about Jack being in a hopeless place, as we'll get to later. I don't know if I would say Ashi and him are in love, but it's definitely about, pretty much the whole season is about a hopeless place. Now she meets a few other characters too. She meets the Sam-moo-rhai, who is this flashy sort of disco guy, and she meets Demongo for a second. He kind of pops in, and there's some of the villains from that episode with Demongo. Now there were some key elements here that were really important and did advance the plot and weren't just fan service. First off, we see that Scaramouche is still alive as a head. He's just a head, just bopping around. He's trying to tell Aku that Jack lost his sword, but he fails to do so. A lot of the episode is about Scaramouche trying to get onto this cruise ship, and he eventually does after some disguises. However, he gets in an argument with some tough anthropomorphic dogs, and he gets booted off. Now these dogs remind me a lot of the three dogs, the three archaeologists in the first episode of Samurai Jack, but they're clearly different dogs. Those dogs had some references to Two Stupid Dogs, and there was a cameo here. There was a cameo of Astro from the Jetsons. And there was one other cameo in this episode too. There was a cameo of Zorak from Space Ghost, and he was back on the airship in the beginning when Ashi meets the two elephant guys. Now going back to Ashi, after she sees all of these characters and they tell her their tales of how Jack saved their lives, she becomes fully converted to his side. She has no doubts that Aku is a bad guy. And at the beginning, she was kind of questioning her friendship, but now she's very certain, and she actually sort of like literally washes herself of Aku. And by that I mean the black jumpsuit that she has been wearing the whole time has actually been ashes that are burned on her body from when her mother threw her into a pile of molten fire or something. She takes time to actually scrub it all off, and she emerges from this waterfall in a new outfit of plants and green fairy sort of clothes. And these symbolize her new devotion to help save the world and preserve life and nature, as opposed to her dark scowl before. She also is very happy and, just generally looks like a nice person. Now, after her encounter with Demongo, Ashi ends up being pointed to where Jack is, and that's a very creepy graveyard engulfed by green mist. And the rider, who is Death, is there with a kneeling Jack, and he's surrounded by three similar spirits. And Jack is about to end his life in a traditional act of seppuku. He has his sword up, but Ashi talks him out of it by telling Jack how he changed her mind and how he saved the lives of many, many other people. And how he heard, she heard from them. And, she starts fighting the spirit. She's on the ropes, the big Death Rider. But Jack snaps out of it and he destroys him. And the other spirits vanish. And then our two heroes head off to find Jack's sword, sort of off into the sunset, but off into the awful miasma of death. yeah, so this episode was actually really important. I don't know if it was bad, it was just a lot of fan service, but I think it's a really important episode because it reminded us of who Jack is. Not just a moper, but a hero. And it reminded us of who he saved and how far he's come, the journey he's gone on since the beginning. And I think it helped me feel more inspired by Jack, just like Ashi did, just like Jack himself did. It helped bring Jack his confidence, and now it's drawing to a close this kind of like mystery that was not really talked about a lot, this idea of Jack lost his sword. We're finally going to solve that. So I'm excited for the next episode. I really want to see what happens. I want to see Jack get his sword back. I want to see who took it and where it is. And, you know, I want to see how he defeats Aku. I think there's only 8 episodes. That's 7. But there's 8. And so I'm excited. We'll see what the end is. And don't you forget to come back. I'll have another review next week. I'll have some more video game stuff. More cool junk I picked up. And we'll see you next time. You have a good one. See ya.